Hey, what's up guys? JB here, and we're gonna go over how to use AI and actually go through the process with the demonstration, and how to actually write an effective research paper, how to really get the proper research using Perplexity, and how to translate that into ChatGPT, and how to ethically make it your own work while you're not working all that hard. Let's jump in. So, starting off, let's assume we're doing a research paper. We're going to say using gaming and why it's effective for college kids. Proof that it's beneficial, okay? So first thing you're going to do is go to Perplexity. Don't use ChatGPT to do research. ChatGPT hallucinates a lot more when you're creating fake links and things like that. So when it comes to research, Perplexity, that is the AI to use. It's nothing rivals it. All right, nothing rivals it. So perplexity.ai is the website. If you haven't been there, it pulls up some amazing research. So let's look up. You know what? Let's be specific. Let's say that our professor wants us to find research from this year, 2025. Okay. So then we'll just say find research for proving video games are beneficial for college kids. Use educational journals for sources. We'll say that your professor won't accept just websites, right? Needs to have some kind of like real, actual article. Academia articles. Oh, for year 2025. I forgot to put that. Okay. So boom, we got the research going. Sometimes it can take a little bit. There's a lot of research to look through, but this is amazing. I've used so many links. I don't even know if I've actually clicked on one yet that does not work from Perplexity. I've read that Perplexity, pretty much all AI can still hallucinate, but I have not encountered that at all with Perplexity. I wish I had this when I was in college. Oh, yeah, it's game changer. So here's sources it's already bringing up, but it's still processing. So we're gonna have lots of options to choose from. While it's waiting, I've got two example documents pulled up. Well, not pulled up, but on my desktop. If you have some example papers that you can use, this will be key later on. It's just to help AI know how you write, so it's to make it sound more like you. Wow, this is I apparently asked it a pretty doozy of a question. Alright, now it's organizing everything. Okay, here we go. So we've got a lot of research here. Now you'll notice the links. If you see these little grayed out areas, these are where the links are. So you can already see how some of the websites are. Yeah, we're getting a lot of authentic research here. So you want to still make sure you're reading. Oh, excuse me. More coffee, huh? More coffee. You want to make sure you're actually still reading them. AI does still make mistakes, right? Part of the human aspect here is we got to double check it all. So kind of go through, skim it, see which one actually fits. So here we go. Now I was mentioning our example, the professor wants a 2025 one. So a 2025 random controlled trial published in Frontiers in Psychiatry found that a single 1-hour video game session produced significant cognitive enhancement in male college students. 3.6% improvement in accuracy increased. You know what, this sounds great. Let's actually take a look at this. So I'm going to open this up in a new tab. Alright, this is great. So this is what I'm looking for, where you can actually see the experiment, where they've got their objective, or it could be like an abstract, as long as they've got that. So this is authentic. Now, normally I'd still recommend you spend more time scrolling through this, but let's be honest, AI, one of the purposes is to summarize things for us, right? So this is a good one. I like this one. Let's see. Here's an example of an abstract. Now, are these different, or are they the same articles posted in different areas? Okay, so these are the same. I will probably stick to using this one. Now, technically, you want to get more sources, right? You don't want to keep just one source, and you want to try to find collectively what's best from those and add them together to kind of form really your own idea, of course, right? Like, we don't want this to be a plagiarized thing with AI copying other people's research and everything. But you want to keep going through and pick out 3 to 5, depending on how big your project is, right? Yeah, there's all sorts of examples here for 2025 studies. Serve as effective interventions for reducing stress levels for students. There's all sorts of things, right? So let's just assume you pick multiple, all right? So I'm going to go and just start off with having this one here. Now we do have the summary. I'm actually going to take these two. Again, best practice is you want to actually look at all of it. So we're going to copy this. So this is the research we're wanting to use, right? I'm going to paste it down here first. For these 2 items, can you just link the website link as long text for copying, pasting purposes? So this is just to make it easier to go into ChatGPT. We're going to use Perplexity to do the research, but we're going to actually have ChatGPT make the actual document for us, right? Like Perplexity, it's great for research. ChatGPT is way better at actually generating, some kind of document that you're needing to articulate. Okay, this is great. So here's a much better copy and paste version. Let's see. All right, so copy that, right? All right, so ChatGPT. Here's the next step now. If you have never used a project before here in ChatGPT, it's absolutely amazing. See over here on the left side, we got the projects. If you've never used this, try it out. So when you want to make a project, we're going to make one for this class specifically. We're going to call this, let's say our class is Psych 201. Okay. So Psych 201, create project. So now we've got our project over here. This is a localized folder, so everything in here is specifically related to your homework, okay, for your class and everything. Other projects won't affect this one. Typically, your other prompts won't affect it either. This is a standalone folder specifically for this, so it's amazing. Now, why not just use the normal chat feature and skip the whole project section? Well, first off, all of your prompts related to this will be housed right in here, in this folder. So they're easy to find. So you can go through all your notes and everything, organize them, do whatever you want. But this add files feature right here is awesome. So hold on one second. So add files. So like I said, I've got 2 example documents I'm going to drag over here. Related to my wife's marketing homework. Cool. So we've got 2 files over here. Now you could also add some other things in here too. Really the main thing you want to use in terms of projects, for working on projects, is example papers. So if you have more examples, the more the better. I'd throw in a few more. So what I'll do, you can use that as a template saying, well, let's just go ahead and do it right now. Oops, not voice mode. You have voice mode. If you go to this little plus sign right here, and oh wow, hold on, did I move stuff around on me? Add file screen, study and learn, web search. I kid you not, there used to be a spot where you can actually add custom instructions. Well, it's fine. You can still just make the first chat here and just go from there. I'm just kind of blown away by that. That literally was that was literally just a few weeks ago when I was using this last. Well, you can still always come down here and go to personalization. If you have not done any kind of personalization, you really should do it. It's a way just to make ChatGPT respond how you want it to. So write your custom instructions. You just put, you can even look up other prompts, but really you could just put down respond in a way that is a professional, collegiate when creating documentation. We don't want it to sound like AI. We want it to sound more human. And be sure to utilize any attached documents that I put there to help write or word things the way it's going to sound like me. And that's key, because that's the biggest part that's going to keep you from being flagged when it comes to an AI detector from your professor, right? Again, this is a ethical thing. We're not trying to have to cheat the system, but AI is the next tool, and professors they're not for it, at least not yet, and not most of them. So we're just going to put here for this first prompt. I attached 2 documents. These are examples of writing I did. Use them to help word things to sound just like me. Now I have a research paper. I'm assuming we're going to have to use psychology. I think they use APA format. So I have a research paper. In APA format, I am going over the benefits of video games for college kids. Here are the sources I'm gonna be using. Oh wow, I thought I copied those. I did not. Why is it not? Okay. Technical difficulties. We'll just start here. Control C, Control V. But I wanted this section up here, the Cliff Notes. Okay. And here's the Cliff Notes to those 2 sources. Perfect. I'm going to say, now generate a rough draft for me. Now, it's always a good idea. You can even ask it to ask any questions needed. Do you have any questions for me to help improve this quality? So, if it does have any questions, absolutely I can write your rough draft. Before I generate it, I have 2 quick questions that will help me match your style and nail the grading expectations. Length and sections. Do you need a full APA? Yes, we're going to say we need a full APA. Angle of the paper, video games. Okay, cool. So it's really want me to be specific here. Cognitive emotion. Yeah, so it also mentioned too, if there's a rubric with the requirements, always throw that in there. If there's a, usually like on the whatever website, D2L or whatever your college uses, where the assignment is, they'll have something like what's required. Like write a paper that is X amount of pages long, and cite however many sources, whatever. Copy that in there and list it as instructions. We don't have that here, so we're not going to include it. But we're just going to, say, yes, APA format all the way, and 2A. We're just referring to angle of paper, option A. So boom. Now it's going to generate us a great rough draft. It's still using my wife's name. Alright, and as you can see, APA format, got the title page, the abstract. Now, if this is too long, just type in there in the prompt. This is what's called prompt engineering, and it's just giving feedback. That's the main thing, feedback. A lot of people make the mistake when using AI, they'll Google something, like Google it, but ask AI, and they don't give enough information, and then they don't tailor that answer. So always give feedback. Now this is looking pretty good. So then your next goal, again, we need this to sound like us, and we need our input in it. When you start putting more of your input in this is when it starts becoming definitely less plagiarized and more of your work. Again, AI is a tool. This is not going anywhere. We're going to keep leaning into this more and more, but you can ethically use tools, right? Okay. Now I'm not going to read all of this for the sake of this video, but we'd go through and read it. Does it sound like it's a little too advanced? Like, is it like, oh, there's no way the professor's not going to believe this is my writing? So, something you could do, tone down the writing, make it at a college freshman level. So it'll regenerate this, and the vocabulary is going to go down a little bit. You could even go further if you want to play it really safe. Like if you're looking for like a C, tell it like sophomore in high school, Now, so if you compare the wording side by side, it's going to be a little bit dumbed down. But again, this is already being built off of the 2 documents I attached that I used as a reference point. But the more documents you can attach for to reference, the more of an accurate sounding, authentic you it's going to be like. It's looking great. And never hurts to double check, make sure the citing is done correctly, but this is looking good. Now, another step, again, you want to keep refining. Do you like the bullet points it's using, right? Do you want to change up the titles? Is it conveying the point that you're wanting to go towards? So when you were picking out the different research topics, if none of them really sounded like the direction you wanted to go, reword your search on Perplexity. Switch it up. Say, research is good, but I'm more so meaning how it impacts critical thinking for students. Whereas it kind of focused more on the emotional benefits, of reducing stress, right? So feedback, always important. And references, it's always a good idea to click on your references. ChatGPT often hallucinates, unfortunately, and it looks like let's see here. And this is the second one that I put in there, so this is good. And yep, the references are done correctly. It's been a while since I used APA format. If I remember right, though, I think it says hanging indents, meaning when you go to paste this in your Word document, make sure the references or works cited looks correct, because you may need to make it hanging indents. I might be getting that mixed up with FMLA. I forgot how APA is. So double check everything, double check. Now, it also has more options too. Okay, so we could just wrap that up and submit that, right? Let's say you're needing to use a research paper with some real-world events going on right now, like within the past few weeks. Grok, that is the best option for that. Grok is the way to go. So Grok, it's tied into X or Twitter, right? All the information on there going on at once, so you can see like top trending AI things, top trending technology, whatever it may be. What are some top trending AI tools for college kids? Let's see, used within past 2 weeks. and it's going to go through. It'll be using that as a parameter of saying, okay, within the past 2 weeks. So right up here at the top. So we're looking for November 6th to the 20th, right? And look at that top, number one, Perplexity AI. Look at that. So you can then, whatever your paper's on, maybe you're having to do a paper on what are some common things college kids are using for homework. Maybe that's what your paper's on. And you got this here. This is also great for generating topics too. Use this, then go into Perplexity, get the research, then ChatGPT to get it written out. And that's what we got, everybody. Well, if this was helpful for you, definitely hit that like button, subscribe. It'll help me out a lot. But take care, everybody.